Can you tell me a little bit about how, your KPIs as an organization might change, or as your function may change, or how you report yourself, or I suppose present yourself, may change in order to kind of, when you're moving towards that more strategic leadership piece?
Well, a lot of it's obviously around the work, how great the work is. With different brands, I was working in a restricted category, so I couldn't put Cannes Line Awards against the great work that we were making. But for us as an in-house team, we're talking to brands now. It's like, what does great look like? And if you want, the creative excellence or shifting the dial, and not necessarily everything is a full creative response. It might be something different response to the brief, but that's where I think the exciting part is of being an in-house team is we can look at what is the business problem, like what's the issue that we're trying to solve here, rather than it being, oh, you want a 60-second or you want a social media campaign. It's like, let's unpack it, let's go back 4 or 5 steps, really understand what the challenge is. And for me, that's the KPIs, like how do my team drive change and real value exchange for the business, whether that's bigger customer acquisition, whether it's brand, market share. I think understanding the business as well as you can in an in-house really gives you an opportunity to change something as opposed to just deliver something.
Yeah,
And
I
how
think
do
what's
you
really,
help? Sorry, Julia, go on.
I was gonna say, I just think what's really interesting about, you know, it, when you're building an in-house agency and or when you're optimizing your in-house agency, there's always when I found, you can start off with quite a tension between the agency and the rest of the business, right? Or, what Emma said earlier, it's like you want to be the agency your business wants to work with, not has to work with. And so I know KPIs and all that, but actually what is amazing is once you start to shift and you start to get your house in order, what starts to happen is you actually start to become that part of the business that the rest of the business wants to work with. That means you're getting more briefs in. That means they're coming to you and asking you for more strategic thought leadership rather than execution and really dictating what they want because they don't trust you. So that trust builds. And as that trust builds and as you start to operate more globally on a strategic level, actually what ends up happening is you end up becoming the hub of all of the different global parts of the business where all those red threads meet. And as an agency, that puts you in a really unique position in the business because the marketing teams will have their objectives really for their part of the business, but you are able to help connect the dots and help ensure that strategically, that one marketing function isn't just operating strategically, but as a business, you're pointing strategically in the right direction. And you are bringing not just your team together to do brilliant work, you're bringing the whole business together to bring brilliant work. So the opportunity to do great work in house goes so much further beyond just making a great spot or a great social campaign. It is about driving your business forward as one and being able to create brilliant work that really resonates with your customer and make sure that your customer knows who you really are because you've got one singular voice. And that's not to say everything has to come from one hub. Centrally, we believe strongly in a hubs and spokes model, but having a central place where all those things connect means that the business goes ahead as one rather than a fragmented piece. And I think that, that's the thing that me and Emma feel strongly about building towards as, to support brands and businesses with their partners, with their tech partners, with their production partners, agency, and their in-house agency, and all of the functions within the business. That's legal, that's procurement, that's, that's everything. So when we say it only works if it all works, it's all of it.